All right. Namaste, my witchlings. Welcome back to the Die the Yoga Witch podcast. I am so glad you guys are here with me today. And we have made it to the end of August, and what a journey it has been this month. Our theme of the month has been strength and resilience, and we've walked through some really amazing ground together. We have touched on the foundations of strength, where we talked about finding stability within ourselves. We have discussed the power of breath, where we have explored how the simple act of breathing can anchor us in any storm. And then we talked about embracing imperfection, where we gave ourselves permission to be whole even in our flaws. Last week it was finding strength in community, reminding ourselves that we are never truly alone. And here we come to our final week, harvesting our power and integrating the lessons of resilience. How about them apples, y'all? This is where we gather everything we have learned, everything we have endured, everything we have practiced, and we weave it into who we are becoming. So, if you can for now, settle in, maybe grab a journal. There will be some journaling prompts here for us. A cup of tea, or, I'm drinking lemonade. Maybe even lighting a candle beside you, and let's walk this last part of our August journey together. We are starting with our Sanskrit word of the week, which is tapas. Now, I'm not talking about those little plates of Spanish food, although yum. In yoga, tapas means heat, discipline, and transformation. It's the fire that burns inside us, that inner flame that keeps us going even when things are getting difficult. Think of tapas as both passion and purification. It's that fiery energy that drives you to roll out your yoga mat even on the days you really don't feel like it. It's the commitment to keep showing up for yourself even when the world feels heavy like it does right now. Now, in witchcraft, we might connect this with the sacred fire of Brigid's flame, the hearth fire, or the fire of a candle spell. Fire destroys, yes, but it also forges, it tempers, it transforms. So let's experience this all together. If it's safe to do so, please, if you are driving, do not. Close your eyes for just a moment and take a deep inhale and a nice long exhale. And now, keeping your eyes closed, imagine a small glowing flame right at the center of your chest in your heart space. With every breath in, that flame grows a little brighter, and with every exhale, it steadies. That flame is your tapas, your inner discipline, your resilience, your passion. We're going to let you guys breathe for just a minute here. That flame is always with you, my witchlings, even when you feel dimmed by life's storms. It never goes out. Tapas is the practice of tending it, of feeding it with your presence, your discipline, and your love. All right. This month has been a journey. Together, we have explored strength, not just as muscle or willpower, but as a way of being. We started with our foundations of strength, how important it is to know where we root ourselves. Like trees in a storm, we don't avoid the wind, but our roots keep us steady. And then we breathed together in the power of breath. Breath is life force, prana. It's the bridge between body and spirit, and it reminds us that sometimes the strongest thing we can do is to just keep breathing. We opened our arms and our hearts to embracing imperfection, remembering that cracks do not make us broken, they let the light in. Perfection was never the goal, authenticity was. And last week, we came together in finding strength in community, holding the reminder that no witch, no yogi, no soul walks alone. We are stronger when we support one another. And now, here we are, ready to harvest all of those lessons, to integrate them into who we are becoming. So, let me ask you, what storm have you weathered recently? And, more importantly, what gifts did it leave behind? Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. Let's hold on to that thought as we continue here. Now comes some fun part. I want to talk a little bit about fire. Fire is such an amazing and powerful teacher. It destroys, again, yes, but it also clears, it transforms, and it renews. Think of a forest after wildfire. At first glance, it looks like devastation. Ash, charred wood, that eerie silence. But underneath that soil is enriched. New life is taking root, and seeds that could only sprout after fire finally begin to grow. That's what Tapas does within us. It burns away the dead wood, the fear, the doubt, the old beliefs that no longer serve us. And in its place, more fertile ground appears. In Celtic tradition, Brigid, who happens to be my patron goddess, holds the flame of inspiration and healing. Her fire is not wild destruction, but the hearth fire that sustains us. It's the flame of poetry, of blacksmithing, of transformation. She reminds us that fire is both warmth and forge. It is where we are made stronger. And then there's the phoenix. Many of us know this bird from myth, rising from its own ashes, reborn in flame. This one is personal for me, witchlings. My middle child, in their journey of self-discovery, chose the name Phoenix. So, this is kind of personal. And that choice, their choice, it was not just their name. That was an act of power. It was claiming transformation, claiming rebirth, claiming the truth that even when we burn down, we rise again. And I think about that often when I talk about resilience. The phoenix is not afraid of the fire. It knows that fire is part of the cycle. And so do we. So I ask you, again, here's some journaling prompts and ideas. Where in your life have you been the phoenix? When and where did you rise from your own ashes? Okay, so the first step to harvesting our power is acknowledging the journey. Too often, we minimize what we've been through. We say, oh, it wasn't that bad, or other people had it worse. But witchlings, darlings, my loves, resilience is not about comparison. It's about honoring your own path. Trauma is trauma. It just is. All right, we're going to close eyes again, unless you're driving, please. Let's take a moment, close your eyes, and think of one challenge that you have faced in the past year. Something that tested you, something that made you question yourself. Now, instead of focusing on the pain of it, I want you to focus on the version of you that got through it. The warrior, the survivor, the resilient one. Now take a deep breath in and whisper to yourself, I honor my journey. Okay, if you have your journal, write this one down. What was that challenge? What strength did I find within myself as I faced it? Now remember, this isn't necessarily about reliving the wound. No. This is about honoring the warrior that you became through it. Second step. The second step is to integrate the lessons. Challenges are our teachers. They leave behind wisdom if we are willing to see it. So, more journaling. I invite you to a short journaling exercise. Open your journal or just sit with the questions in your mind. Okay, first, we are going to think of 3 challenges that you have overcome. Big or small, doesn't matter. And for each of them, ask yourself, what did this challenge teach me? Next question is, how did I respond that I am proud of? And finally, what seeds of wisdom came from this fire? I'm going to give you a few minutes to write or ruminate, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back. Maybe one of the things you learned from these trials and tribulations was the power of boundaries. Maybe you discovered that you could ask for help. Trust me, I know how hard that is. Or maybe you found out that you are far stronger than you believed you were. These lessons are your roadmap forward. They're not reminders of what went wrong. They are proof of what went right. All right, let's see. Story of my resilience. Ooh, boy. I do not hide the fact that I have dissociative identity disorder and PTSD from trauma and abuse that started before my memories do. I have straight up lost count of the number of times I've tried to end everything. But the last time I did actively try was 22 years ago. And I learned through all of that, despite finally figuring out that my partner picker was wrong and that my first abuser was my parent, I learned that I am a lot stronger, more intelligent, and more capable of handling a lot of shit than I ever gave myself credit for. Because if I weren't, I wouldn't be alive today. I joined the military at 17, and my parents told me after I came home about a year later that they were shocked that they never got the letter from me in boot camp, because my entire family apparently was waiting for me to write a letter home saying, I can't do this, get me out of here. Yeah, that tells you how much faith my family had in me. But I never did. And when I was discharged before, my enlistment was supposed to end, I was actually upset. Because, yeah, I learned in boot camp that I was a hell of a lot stronger than I thought. And I was proud of myself for that. So, yeah, we learn through being tested how truly strong we are. There is a reason why they say that people are forged in fire when they have lived through trauma. And our final step, we have 3 steps here. Our final step is to embrace tapas as an ongoing practice. Resilience isn't a one-time thing. It's a way of living. It's the choice to show up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable. I am going to quote Captain America. I can do this all day. That's resilience for you. For me personally, tapas looks like lighting Brigid's flame on my altar, tending it every day as a reminder that my inner fire is always with me. It looks like rolling out my yoga mat here when my body is tired, not to punish myself, but to honor my discipline. It showing up for myself when I really don't want to is one of the hardest things I do. But I do it. Because if I don't show up for me, how can I expect anybody else to? All right. We are going to do a little short meditation. Once again, only close your eyes if it is safe to do so and you feel comfortable doing so. So, close your eyes and picture yourself sitting before a small fire. The flames are dancing softly, warmly. This fire is yours. It holds your strength, your resilience, your purpose. And now, imagine holding something in your hands that represents a challenge that you have faced. Slowly place that item into the fire and watch as it burns away, transforming into sparks of light. As these sparks rise, they become seeds of wisdom. See them settling into the fertile soil of your heart. Feel them rooting there, ready to grow into your future. Take a deep breath in Exhale slowly. Remember, tapas is not about pushing yourself harshly. It's about tending your inner fire with love and devotion. Resilience doesn't happen in a vacuum. We are stronger together. This month, we talked about finding strength in community, right? And I want to remind you, your community does not have to be huge. It can be one trusted friend, a partner, a sibling, or even a podcast circle like this here. I have heard from people about their resilience journeys. I have loved ones who have one story here. A woman, her husband had cancer, and the two of them wanted to use Western medicine to treat it. His family was insisting on going a naturopathic route. Mind you, the naturopathic route would not have helped with this one. And they not only faced his family together, they faced the cancer together. And it was hard. It was very, very hard with the radiation treatments and the chemo treatments and the bone marrow transplant and all of it. But you know what? They made it through. They did divorce after he recovered, but they have since remarried. And they are still an amazing team together and just doing wonderfully. So, and I have other friends who have faced similar journeys, divorces where they walked away from an abusive partner and came out stronger in the end. And these stories, every time we share our stories, every time I talk about the traumas that I have lived through, I am reminding others who have lived through similar traumas that they're not alone. And by sharing, we strengthen not just ourselves, but each other, by showing that we are not alone in this. So, I invite you, send me your stories. How have you harvested your power? What resilience has taught you? Let me know, and if with your permission, I will share them in a future episode. If you are watching live, the link in the pinned comment will give you ways to contact me. It will be in the episode description once this goes up as a video. And it is in my bio as well. Thank you for that reminder. So, please share. I love hearing from my witchlings here. And also because when we speak our resilience out loud, it doesn't heal just us. It lights the path for someone else. By my saying, I have lived through this shit and I am still here today, I can give hope to someone who is going through a similar trauma, that maybe it does eventually get better. All right, you guys. Before we close out for the day, let's harvest some gratitude. Think of 3 things that you are grateful for in your resilience journey. They don't have to be something big. Maybe you're grateful for your breath, or you're grateful that you have a roof over your head, or you're grateful for a friend who has checked in on you. Or maybe you're just grateful for your own stubborn will to keep going. These are simple things that you can be grateful for. Think of 3 things, and then if you've got your journal handy, go ahead and write them down. Gratitude waters the seeds that are planted by our challenges, helping them grow into wisdom and strength. Now, put your hands over your heart and take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel yourself glowing with the fire of resilience. You are the phoenix rising. You are the flame of Brigid, steady and strong. You are the fertile soil, rich with lessons. So, witchlings, today we acknowledged our journey, integrated our lessons, and embraced tapas as an ongoing practice. This is how we harvest our power. This is how resilience becomes not just something we survived, but something we thrive in. Thank you guys for being with me this month. It is an honor to walk this path with all of you. Now, go out there and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there's already way too much darkness and hate in this world. Try to be beacons of light and hope. And then make sure your loved ones, human, scaly, furry, and feathered, know that you love them, because you do not know how long you have with them, and that phone call sucks. I'm grateful for everyone, all of the witchlings who have watched to the end here. You guys are amazing. If you enjoyed what you have seen or heard, as the case may be, please leave a comment below. The algorithm has a thing for 7 words. If you don't want to say much, hey, look, die, I made it, yay, Panic at the Disco has us covered. Now get out of the house. Have a wonderful day filled with magic and joy. And please always remember, my witchlings, you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here, even if you haven't figured out what it is yet. I was in my 40s before I did. I love you guys to bits, and I will see you all soon. Namaste, witchlings. Your subscription ensures you never miss a moment of mystical insight, especially if you ring that bell, for a deeper dive into exclusive content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, bonus blog posts, monthly rituals, and my weekly yoga classes. Consider popping over to Patreon and joining the coven there. If you're feeling particularly generous, a virtual coffee is always appreciated. This Gen X witch, raised on 80s vibes, thrives on caffeine and a dash of well-placed sarcasm. Are you seeking personalized guidance? Well, in that case, visit yogawithdyliden.com to schedule a one-on-one yoga session where we can work together to restore balance and alignment to your mind, body, and spirit. I'm honored to craft meaningful rituals and services for all life's milestones. House blessings, cleansings, spiritual life coaching, and personalized tarot and pendulum readings are also available. Check out those offerings at dietheyogawitch.com. Don't miss out on your daily doses of divination. Tune in tomorrow for another episode, Monday through Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there's even more enchantment to weave into your week. Join me for our weekly rituals. Sundays, let's all gather around the cauldron for coffee and cues with Di the Yoga Witch at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. Bring your favorite brew and we'll delve into the mystical and the everyday, answering your questions and sharing the witchy wisdom I've gathered over the last 3 decades. Thursdays, tune into Di the Yoga Witch podcast for a fusion of yoga and witchcraft designed to inspire and uplift. Friday and Saturday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Seattle time, we offer some unique experiences. Fridays are for relaxation and interconnection. We zen our way into the weekend and unwind with guided meditation or yoga nidra asana, tapping into your inner magic and bringing that magical life into your yoga practice. Saturday evenings, brace yourself for bitch and witch angry veteran rants. I will be tackling current events that spark my passionate opinions offering perspectives and suggestions for positive change.